Just don't set it off. Come on, set it off. Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. From spark to flame. A little thing, yeah.
Hey fam, it's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. Give me 1 second. Let me come back up in here. Hello. How you guys doing? We're not talking about no trucking today. Okay, we're not talking about no trucking today. What we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about other things besides trucking. Okay, so hey Sid, let's talk about the order. Let's talk about what's going on. So what I've done is, if you are a parent, okay, now you got to be grown for this one. You got to be, if you are a parent, if you have grown kids, okay, and you are a parent and your child decided that they wanted to record you on video. Now, I know some people may have, let's see, how would you say this? Some people may, hold us Christians to a higher standard, okay? But I want to be the first, not the first to confess, because Kirk done already confessed that, he ain't perfect and all this kind of stuff. So let me just fall in line with that, okay? I've been known to, even though Miss Diva don't be cussing on the internet and, using profanity and all that while she in front of the people, you know what I'm saying? But honey, let one of my children, okay, do not ever get it twisted. Let one of my grown kids, now I'm talking about children over 21, okay? And they don't even have to be over 21. Anybody can get it. The nieces can get it. The nephews can get it. Everybody can get it, okay? Let one of my children disrespect me in any kind of manner. It's on and popping. You will see a whole nother side of Miss Diva Trucker. A whole nother side of Tamara Brock, okay? Because I'm from the old school where my mama always told me, I brought you in this world and I'll take you right on out. Because see, ain't nobody gonna treat you better or love you more than your own parent loves you. And we want the best for you, okay? And, like my mama always tell me, God is still working on me. Okay. If that ain't a fact, I don't know what else is. So my question to you tonight is, as a parent, especially a truck driver that's on the road, okay? A truck driver that's on the road, you as a female, a mother or a father, a lot of us been brought up in single parent homes or whatever the case may be. And we've been the sole responsible person for, our children. And I know you guys, as far as being women, bringing up men, oh my God, that's a challenge in itself. You can't ever talk to, I just feel like it's hard and difficult for a woman to try to raise and bring up a boy into a man. Okay. I've been known to snatch. Have y'all known about the snatching? Some of y'all, maybe new to the channel or whatever the case may be, but some of y'all go back with me from way back in the day. Okay. Where you to kind of like reach out and snatch your children up, one of your children up that done said something out the way. Every last one of my children, which I only have two, okay, and my nieces and my nephews, if I call one of them right now, the first thing that they will say is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, Yes, ma'am. That's all day. That's all you hear all day is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Okay. If I ever got the feeling, I mean, just the feeling that they was being disrespectful. I didn't find out that Arshawn knew how to cuss until I think maybe a couple of maybe 2-3 years where I saw a post that he had did a Facebook or YouTube video or something, and Arshawn said a cuss word. Okay, I was shocked. I was very shocked. Okay, but it just amazes me that a grown man, two grown men, father and son, that a father will feel the need that he has to get on national social media to apologize to all the people out there in the world about him cussing and telling his son this, that, and the third. That's normal talk for me. Okay? That's normal. You can record me all day, every day. Do not be surprised if you hear Miss Tamara say, you know what? I'm gonna say some things. I'm gonna say some things that's worse than what Kirk Franklin said. Okay, because I got this one nerve, and I try to have peace, quiet, and happiness throughout my whole life. I live by it, but I got this one nerve that if you touch that nerve, I will flip a script on you so fast it ain't even funny. And when I get through with saying everything that I need to say, it ain't like I don't curse. There's a difference between choosing to curse and not choosing to curse. It doesn't mean just because I don't use profanity in my everyday normal talking to people and people I interact with, don't mean that Miss Tamara don't get loose every now and then. Okay, Sin can tell you how the Vegas trip went. Okay, and Sinister was very surprised of some of the things that came out of my mouth one night. Okay, and he hollered about it. Okay, and it was what it was. But we're not talking about 5-6-year-old children that's babies or what. We talking about a grown man, 30 years old. And I feel that because, and the reason why this struck such a nerve with me is because I'm going through that same situation with my children. Not my children, because Arshawn is going to trucking school, but one of my children. And sometimes they get so caught up. Have you ever had a child that get caught up in a relationship and the female of the relationship think that they can talk to you any kind of way and disrespect you any kind of way when your child has never done that? That's Miss Tamara. Okay. Sometimes, my child has never really crossed the line and really, got out there and just, cursed me out or, said disrespectful things to me. And I never had to physically rough them up in some kind of way. It would be the words that came out my mouth that that I'm not playing. Okay. So it's just like, I feel like this. Nobody loves you more than a person that gave birth to you. Okay. And sometimes we will say things to get your mind right, to get you on the straight and narrow, and with my upbringing and when I grew up as a child of my mother and my father was not the disciplinary one. Okay. He wasn't the person that, gave you a whooping or disciplined you and all this kind of stuff. He never did that. It was my mother that held it down. Okay. My mother believed in discipline to the fifth power. Okay. She was one of those people that you came home and the dishes wasn't done, she didn't care who it was to do the dishes. If they wasn't done when she got to the house, everybody getting a whooping. Okay, we lived. I don't believe in profanity or the use of it. You need to stop. Lord have mercy, Ricky. You need to stop. Every chance you get, it's just like every day. But I don't like the stigma of, okay, I gotta watch. Yes, let's be respectful to each other when we talking to each other, because it's me and it's me and you. We can have a conversation where I can express myself in an intelligent way without cursing or using profanity, and you can do it too. Usually when I get to the point where I gotta call you all kinds of MFs and talking about this, that, and the third, I'm at I'm on level 10. Okay, so if I'm talking to my everyday friend, or if I'm talking to, we in a joking manner or whatever the case may be, I can turn it on or I can turn it off. And I choose not to use it, because the more that I practice not saying it, Uncle Ricky, did you see me put the Cash App in the Miss Diva Trucker, $ Miss Diva Trucker? I threw that up there for the folks. Okay. I see the Cash App going around. We need to get a swimming pool, some furniture around here. So, hey, throw the Cash App up. Huh? But what I'm saying is that I'm old school. We from the South. We from Mississippi. It ain't nothing for my mama to knock you in the mouth real quick, especially in church. Okay. It ain't nothing for my mama's friend to knock me in my head and my mama don't say nothing. Okay. It ain't nothing for them to do that. Okay. We don't think nothing of it, because I'd rather put my hands on you than somebody else put my hands on you. It kept me out of jail. I wasn't in jail. I wasn't on drugs. I'm thankful for it now at the age of being almost 50. I may not have liked it the time that I was growing up, but I do appreciate my mother's discipline. Now, did I use that same discipline with my kids when my kids were growing up? No. I hardly ever put my hands on my children, but I've been very close. Now, I done snatched them up by their collar a couple of times, okay? I done became real close. Some people had to get me off of them, but it never came to a physical, I'm going to knock you out, whatever the case may be, okay? Because at the end of the day, I don't want anything to happen to my child, and I will protect my child to the fullest, and I would even die for my child. Okay, that's a child that I birthed. Okay, so I go by the guidelines of, if I brought you in this world, I'd rather take you out than somebody else taking you out. Okay, I felt like Kirk Franklin did not need to apologize to nobody. Okay, let me tell you a story. Let me be real with you and tell you about Miss Tamara, because sometimes people may have this idea about me or whatever the case may be. But I call myself saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. But then again, don't get it twisted. Okay, I will always tell you that I will slip, make mistakes, curse you out, go off, all that kind of stuff, and then ask you to pray for me and say God is still working with me. Okay, and use that. Do not hold me at no higher regard than you will hold anybody else. Okay, just because I choose not to show you that side of me, don't think I ain't got it in me at all times. Okay. I can give you an example with my children. I have my son is I would say almost 30 years old. Okay, we're talking about a 30-year-old. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my children. Anything that they ask for, I would try to do it within reason. Now, there's some rules and regulations to my reason. Okay, if I'm providing, if I'm helping you, if I'm providing for you in any kind of way, you got to follow rules and regulations. If you want support or monetary means for me. Okay. Now, if you choose that you want to be grown and you want to live in your life and you want to do your thing and all that kind of stuff, then that's where my check stops. Okay. I don't help grown folks that want to go off and do things that they want to do that I done already told them is going to lead them down the wrong path. Okay. I have to let you go ahead and do that and experience that. When I grew up, my mother went to church every day. She was always in the church, but my mama always believed that, she'll go get a stitching cord in a minute. Okay. The first 3 children that my mother had was girls. Okay. And we wore her out. When I tell you we wore her out with the boys, with the sneaking out the house late at night, with the not coming home, with our calling ourselves running away, just doing all kinds of stuff. And then I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember when we get whoopings all the time with the sticks, and my mother was the type of person, she would tell my sister to go out and get the switch for us, and she wait till you get in the tub or whatever the case may be, good and wet, and get you real good. Okay. And you did your little crying, you went to bed and you lived to see another day. Okay. We thought that was normal back in the day. As I got older and I started, getting in school and high school, middle school and things like that, they was coming out with some things like, your mother doesn't have the right to put their hands on you. It's called abuse. And if anybody put their hands on you, you need to call the police and all that kind of stuff. And I started believing that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, the people at the school said that you can't put your hands on me. They put you in jail for that, right? So me and my smart self, my mother came in there one day. She had that belt in her hand and she wanted me to go to school. And she said, Tammy, you gonna get on that bus and go to school. And I told her, I said, no, I'm not. I'm not getting on nobody bus and I ain't going to school because I don't feel like it. Okay. I'm not going to school. My mother said, Tammy, I'm gonna tell you one more time, your behind better be on that school bus or it's gonna be a problem. Okay. Now I don't heard the people at the school tell me that she ain't got no rights to be putting her hands on me. So if she decides to put her hands on me, then I need to call the police. That's what they told us in school. If your parents put their hands on you, call the police. Okay. I said, all right. I told my mama, listen, you ain't gonna do nothing to me because if you put your hands on me, you going to jail. That's what it's called, child abuse. And I ain't got to go to school. I ain't going nowhere because I was real smart at the mouth. I still am. Okay. Honey, let me tell you something. My mama went and got that belt. And I snatched that belt out of her hand. I called the police because, they was on their way. I'm going to get you. You put your hands on me, I'm finna get you. Right? Let me tell you something. The police came. I'm sitting right there. Lock her up. Lock her up. Come on in here and get her and lock her up because she done put her hands on me. Okay? I think I might have been about 13 years old, 14 years old, where you get to that age where you just start to smelling yourself like, you think you all that. And, boys may have taken a little bit of interest in you and all that kind of stuff. So, you start talking loose at the mouth, you think you're grown. You may be getting a little allowance money or whatever the case may be. And you just think you've grown about 13, 14 years old. You could talk to people however you want to talk to them. Let me tell you something. The police, it was 2 of them. I'll never forget it. It was a black lady and it was a white man that came up in my house. I was sitting right there. I'm sitting there. I know my mama going to jail. She done took out the belt. I'm finna tell it. The lady I remember the lady came in there and she said, "What's the problem?" And I said, "I'm not going to school because I don't feel like going to school. And my mama trying to whoop me." Okay. Honey, that lady police officer grabbed me, took me in a room, and she had a conversation with me that I will never forget. And she said, and my mama was already on 10. My mama said, "I tell you what, she gonna live by my rules, because if she don't go to school and she don't live by my rules, y'all can take her right up on out of here. And y'all can do whatever it is that y'all can do whatever it is that y'all want to do with her, you know." And I'm like, "No, you getting in trouble, you know." I was real grown. I was fast. I was grown, and I was very out of control. And a lot of times, as when you grow up and you start to have children, those things come back on you. Okay. And the disrespect that I showed my mother at that time, I'll never forget. That lady came and talked to me, and she was like, "Look, there's nobody that's going to love you like your mother." Okay. She provides for you. She put a roof over your head. You make sure that y'all okay. You got clothes, you got food. You don't want to go to juvenile detention. That's not what you want. Because if I take you up out of here, you're going to see a whole lot of things you ain't never seen before. So if I was you, I would get yourself together and do as your mother said, and go ahead and go to school. You know, they gave me a real stern talking to. And I'm like thinking to myself, what happened to the message at the school when y'all said if your mother get the belt or whatever, she had no right and we'll come out there and do that? That ain't happened for me. Okay. So I had to learn when I was growing up, even though the way I didn't like it sometimes, it kind of saved my life. When I call myself running away, when I call myself hanging around the wrong group of people, if my mother didn't care, if my mother didn't show up and show out every time I chose to act a certain way, I don't know where I would be now. I can't promise you that I would be sitting right here now. Okay. So when I heard that the situation with Kirk Franklin and his son, and him recording his son recording him and all this kind of stuff, and him making the threats and all this kind of stuff, and then later on the next day or two or whatever, and I'm thinking he done did an apology. I'm like, an apology for what? Who holds us at just because we say that we're Christians and things like that? It don't mean that I don't love God no less. I have a responsibility as a parent. But when you get a child that's in their 30s, we're not talking about a 9-10-year-old. We're talking about a grown person. Okay. When you get to the age that you are in your own house and you are paying your own bills and you is living your best life and doing everything that you want to do for yourself, you're not a teenager or a small child. You're a grown person. I'm talking to you as an adult. When me and my mother have a conversation, if I disagree or she disagrees, we talk to each other as an adult. And sometimes I tell her how I feel. She gonna always be real with me and tell me how she feels. And it may be the case where I may like it and it may not be, but she's still my mother as far as respecting her for whatever she has to say, because my mother old school. Okay. At this point in time, when you are almost 80, she'll be 80 next month. Okay. At the age of 80, ain't no arguing. Whatever she say, it will be what it is. Never will I say, I wish you would. I wish you would put your hands on me. You ain't gonna do nothing. It doesn't ever get to that level. I am grateful for the discipline, and some of us need a little bit more, because you could tell, honey. Let me tell you something. You could tell a child that was raised by the belt and all kinds of other ways of discipline than one who's never been disciplined. I fought myself a lot of times as a parent, because I feel like my children, my two that I have, feel like they privileged in some kind of way. Okay? They ain't never had to take out the trash. They ain't never had to wash clothes. They, barely did dishes. They haven't ever had to really kind of me not being there for them. So sometimes when you shelter, I feel, a child too long, and when they don't have that male figure in their life, okay, I feel like sometimes that, and I used to, have you ever been in a situation like, I used to try to be the protector. Like, and I was divorced from my first husband when my children was like six. I think six and 12, or one of them was six and one of them was maybe 11, or whatever the case may be. So as the father, when the kids was being raised up, you would never have nothing to say, because that's their dad. They dad gonna handle that, whatever the case may be, and that's going to be what it is. But when you're not married to the child's father anymore, and you start dating other people, or you start being in a relationship with other people, and you got small children, as a mother, I go into protect mode. It was like I didn't allow anybody else to discipline my children but myself, right? Even though I lived with another person, I didn't allow that person to discipline my children, because they was mine. They're not yours. And I didn't feel like you can love my kids enough to be able to discipline them. Does that make sense? Have you ever been in a relationship with someone, and you as the mother, they not necessarily the kid's father, but you got small kids and they act up and they do this and they do that, and as a man of the house, do you give them that freedom over your children that they have no let's see, biological connection with? That was very hard for me. I'm the only one that can discipline them, and I think that they got away with a lot of stuff, because I felt like, with me, I guess, living in a house with someone that wasn't their dad, I kind of let them get away with a lot of stuff. I kind of sheltered them in a lot of ways, because I would never let anybody else put their hands on them. Have anybody been in that type of situation where you're raising children, especially boys, especially boys? And I kind of weigh on the, am I raising them in a way for them to really truly be the men that they need to be? That was a question in my mind, for a very long time. Am I being too much of a, caterer, as far as not making them have the responsibility. Some children get jobs at 16. I was a person that had a job at the age of 15. I was out of my mother's house at the age of I got married. When did I get married? I got married at 16 years old, I think. But I was at the age of 15 where I left home. My mother came home and she said, it's either uh if you're gonna be in this house, you're gonna live by my rules, or you can find you another place to stay. And I was that grown and so full of myself that at the age of 15, I decided to find me somewhere else to stay. Because me and you can't be in the same house together. Okay? Because I'm not gonna allow you to be telling me what to do. So at the age of 15 years old, I left home. Right? I even lied about my age, telling people that I was 16 so I can get a job. I started working at Po Folks at the age of 15. And I had my own apartment. I was working and I was going to school, you know. And I don't think that my mother really thought that I was going to, go out and not come back. But my mindset was already there. And after that, we didn't speak for a certain period of time until after the fact that I got married, right? So we really rekindled our relationship at the age of 17 years old when I got married at my wedding. She didn't speak to my husband. I'm telling you, my mother was so old school. She did not speak to my husband until the day of our wedding, because my mother is the type of person that you're not coming over to the house. She don't believe in nobody spending the night. You ain't going over nobody's house to spend the night. You're not going to be sitting up in her house with your boyfriend. Okay. That's not going to happen. Okay. So in order for me to have a boyfriend or whatever the case may be, I had to lie all the time. And I got tired of lying. So, it's different when I guess I was growing up than now. But is it good or bad or indifferent? I'm thankful. I'm very much thankful because I could be in a whole lot worse situation than I was in. I look at my mother today. My mother is a registered nurse. She was a registered nurse. She put herself through school. Okay. She always provided for us with whatever it is that she had. I never remember us, I don't think we ever stayed in the projects or whatever the case may be. We always had a roof over our head. She always had a vehicle and a car for us to drive. I mean, I thought we was okay. I didn't know any difference. Let's see. The difference of follower of Christ and a sinner is that a follower of Christ knows a sinner knows not. But Randy, as a follower of Christ, we are always striving and struggling to be like Christ. Every one of us, Randy, has triggers. Okay, your trigger is going to be different from my trigger, right? Something that may bother you may not bother me. One of my triggers is my children going down the wrong path. That's a trigger for me because I feel like I bust my butt to make sure that they are okay. To this day, I don't fully take care of them. I'm glad Arshawn is out on his own. I mean, he even lives in Florida. He pays his own bill. He rarely asks me for anything. My other son, he rarely asks me for anything. But if I see them going down the wrong path, that hurts me. That hurts me to my core. Because the sacrifice a lot of times that you do for your children, a lot of things a parent does is because they want better for the kids. Like right now in this house, I'm 50 years old. I may got another 20 to 30 years to be on this earth. So everything that I do now until I'm gone is for my family, my children, for the generation, my nieces, my nephews that come up behind me. So I can make it a little bit easier for them so they don't have to struggle as much. That's the only thing that's on my mind. Because if I had somebody to do that for me, that I didn't have to worry about paying rent, I didn't have to worry about a place to stay. I didn't have to worry about whatever. It's helping the next generation so they don't have it so hard as what you have it. We are in a cycle where we continue to struggle. I'm struggling, my children struggling, they children struggling, everybody's struggling. The best thing that my grandmother did for me is she purchased a home. And right now, my grandmother has been dead since I think I was about 13, 12, 13, 14 years old that my grandmother passed away. But her buying that house when she did, when we were small little children, okay, purchasing that house, guess who live in that house now and don't have to worry about paying rent or nothing but taxes every year, $400 in taxes every year. And so many of us have used that house to get us out of a situation when we fell on hard times. I had to stay in the house. When I lost everything, that house was available. I didn't have to worry about any rent. My mother lives there, takes care of my nephews there, all because of her sacrifice. And I see that now. And that's something that I want to be able to pass on to not only my kids, but my nieces and nephews too. So let's see. One of the good stories, T says, mad respect for you and your mom. And without a doubt, I have nothing but respect for you. Stay up, stay strong, and always stay a woman. I'm going to try to do that, my best. And I got to send you an invitation to the birthday party for my 50th birthday party. I didn't know you had children. Yes, I have 2 children. And I did, and let me tell you how much fear that I had with my mother, because I was afraid of disappointing her, and it wouldn't be, and it wasn't always, a belt or whatever. It was just the fact that to be a disappointment, that was the most hurtful thing. So, I got married at the age of 17, right? I didn't have my first child until 2 years after I was married. Why? Because I thought my mother always told me if I ever got pregnant, she was going to put me in a home. A home for pregnant women or whatever, because I couldn't stay at her house. And I believed it. So I never got pregnant until after I got married and I was living in my own house. Okay, because of the words that my mother said. My mother said, what else she told me? If I ever got pregnant, I wasn't going to be able to be there. If I ever go to jail, don't call her. Okay, those are one of the 2 things that I live by. And I believe my mother when she told me that. Okay, and I never got pregnant in her house. And I waited till I got married before I had a child. And I never went to jail. But the little 30 hour that I stood down there and they made me call my mama. Okay. Because I always remember that in the back of my head. Let's see. 14, started working. By 15, out of the house. I was gone. I was grown. Like my mom. I was grown. At least I thought I was grown. I wasn't grown. I wasn't going wrong. But my mother raised me up in a way that when I got to the age of 15, 16 years old, I could survive on my own. And I never went back. Never went back. At the age of 16 years old, I had a job, my own apartment. I was working my first job. I had two jobs. I was a hustler back then. I worked at Shoney's and Pofo's. I was a waitress. So I had money every day. And I stayed right in the back of Shoney's, and I went to work, and I had a car. That was another thing. I had a car at the age of 15, 16 years old. I had a car. So I was able to get from one job to another to pay my bills. But once I got grown and on my own and had my first child, that's when I realized, here we go. Here we go. I was a little bit lax because I promised that, I'm not gonna raise my children and whoop them and all that kind of stuff. But I threaten their life, I always threaten them, and they always took me serious too, So I didn't never had to get to the point where I'm just, knocking them out. Okay. But as far as today, I could talk to my children. And it would be when I let them know that, I'm disappointed in them or I'm not proud of them or whatever the case may be, those words can hurt them more than me actually getting a belt and giving them a whooping. Sometimes words will hurt more than me just actually physically knocking you out. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Jason, ain't you be cussing your kids out all the time, Tremaine? Not all the time, because they grown. I let them live their best life. I'm not in their life like that, because long as they pay their bills and they doing for themselves and whatever, I stay out their business. Okay. The only time that I am in the business is when it requires my financial help. Okay. So when it requires my financial help, Miss Tamara gets in the business, and I'm gonna let you know how to feel. Okay. And I don't never have like big issues with my children. I have the issues with these little girlfriends they be trying to find. Okay. And think they run stuff. Child, let me tell you something. I was on the phone with my son one time, and I was talking to him about something, and I hear something in the background talking about hang up the phone. You ain't got to talk to her. Da 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 da. It was this girl in the background telling my oldest son to hang up the phone on me. I stopped talking to him. I said, put her on the phone. I said, let me tell you something, little girl. I don't know who you think you're talking about. I'm not her. Okay? You got the wrong one. This girl said, oh, no, I don't. I got the right one. I said, I'll come over there and I'll do this, that, and the third to you. She said, you ain't going to do nothing. I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I think it was like 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning. Child, I remember putting my shoes on, and I remember coming out the house, and I remember riding over there. And all I know was the police showed up. That's my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to let him disrespect me. I darn sure ain't finna let you disrespect me. Who do that? What you say? Wow, Tremaine. Wow, have I cussed? You be cussing your children out? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. What am I lie to you for? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. had to drop from the bushes, or I know that girl lost her mind. Child, I'm the one that will get up in the middle of the night and come see you. That's me. Don't put it past me. Yes, I love the Lord. Yes, I call myself saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. Okay. But it's a different thing when it comes to your children. And one thing I know, and two things for sure. If you don't, oh, from the girlfriend, oh yeah, my children, Tremaine, let me tell you something. My children date white girls. I said it. Both of them. Both of my children had two white girlfriends. They could have been white, black, or whatever. I don't care. But when that girl got on the phone, snatched the phone out of his hand, and said, "You ain't gonna do nothing. I dare you." Child, it wasn't nothing but the police that can stop me from getting to her. I go to jail. I go to jail. I'm not so above jail, because once you strike a nerve, once you reach that crossing point, everybody has a breaking point. I don't care who you are. You have a point where somebody can push you to of no return. And that point is my two sons. That's all I have. So now you and nobody else gonna tell me about mine. The ones that I done birthed since day one. The ones that I done sat up here and went to truck driving school for, just so I can make sure that they was okay and they ain't in no shelter. The ones that I took my little $400 training check and gave $300 to my kids so that they can have something to eat, and I kept $100 to myself on the truck, and I just spent that $100 for me to eat through the whole week. Can't nobody tell me about that. Nobody can tell me about the sacrifice that I do for them. So can't nobody come up and tell me you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm telling you right now. My mama know right now to the day, I always tell her, "Ma, here is the PIN number to my bank account so you can bail me out if I go to jail." Okay? She already know. If it's a collect phone call, so you got to collect phone call from Harrison County Detention Center, Tamara Brock, go to the bank, get the bail money so I can come on home. That's how real it is. I will go to jail for my children. And if I didn't love them and I didn't care for them, I wouldn't care what they did. I'd be ghosts. But when you have that much, and I'm talking about when I heard Kirk Franklin saying what he said to his child, not his child, his child, but a grown man. That anger is out of that is love. That is an anger, but it's love with that anger. Because when a person don't love you and when a person don't care about you, they let you, he wouldn't even answer the phone. If Kirk Franklin didn't love that boy, he wouldn't even pick up the phone. And then on the apology, talking about, "I don't get to go to the dinners no more. I don't get to do this. I don't get to do this. My friend." What are you looking? You looking for sympathy? You call me. Let that man call. I won't. No. Arshad or man, okay, any one of them, they make me mad. They do something out of pocket that they ain't supposed to do. They done stole something. Let me tell you something. Wait a minute. Let me tell you about man. Man, when he was about 16 years old, man called himself hanging around some kids or whatever in the wrong environment or whatever. Man went into Best Buy. Okay. Man went into Best Buy and called himself stealing. Sure did. I get a call from the police. It must have been about 8, 9 o'clock. They said, may I speak to Miss Marks, or I don't know what my name was then, Marks, Brock, whatever the case may be. And they said, yes, we have your son, Archie, down here at the Best Buy. We need you to come get him because he was caught shoplifting in the Best Buy. Child, I couldn't get there fast enough. I couldn't get there fast enough. They, instead of taking my son to arrest my son and taking him to jail and prosecuting him for shoplifting, they thought it would be better if I came to get him. Baby, when I tell you I grabbed my shoes, I had on my nightgown, I'm ready for bed, we going out the door. I beat whoever was driving me to the Best Buy, the guy that I was with at the time. Come on, let's go. We got to go down here and get mad. You talking about somebody showed out in Pensacola, Florida at the Best Buy. I thought they was going to arrest me. Because, see, I didn't see nothing but red. I didn't see the police. I didn't see the people in Best Buy. I didn't see nobody. When I got down there to that store, something clicked in me. I took off in that store and I aimed directly to my son. And I must have snatched him up out that chair. And I grabbed him. And baby, let me tell you something. I said a lot more worse things than what Kirk Franklin said. The police had to get me off of my child, okay? And instead of taking both of us to jail, they said, Miss Marks, Miss Brock, whoever I was at that time, Miss Marks, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. Y'all need, the police kept saying, y'all need to take this home. Y'all need to take this home. Because see, when I get there, it's on site. I don't care about no police. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about going to jail, because when you have a love for your child, when I don't know, it's like being a mother and birthing. I only got 2 children. And you mean everything that I'm trying to do? I mean, you down here stealing at the Best Buy? When you don't have to, we staying in a nice house. You don't want for nothing. You ain't got no, you don't need no job. You don't nothing. And you down here stealing at the Best Buy? Child, let me tell you something. We are human just like anybody else. We ain't no different than anybody else. And I learned that a long time ago, about how can you be a Christian? How can you be saved? How can you love the Lord and you doing this and you doing that and you doing the third? Easy, because I ain't perfect. Never will be. Now, every day I strive to be more and more and closer to God. And I try to live my life that way, but I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to say things that I should not say. That's why I try to be reserved and hold my tongue, because I know how my tongue is. And once I say these things to a person, I can't take them back. I can say the most hurtful thing to you, and I cannot take that back. So instead of me apologizing about something that I just went off the just went out of left field with, I try to think about the things that I say before I say it. And at the age of being about 50 years old now, it's not worth it to me. I have to let people be who they are because it's not worth. If it's no love there, if I don't care about you and you say something about me, or you try to come after me, or you try to do this to me or do that to me, if I don't have any type of love, a feeling for you, or whatever the case may be, you don't make a difference in my day, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. You can say whatever you want to. That don't bother me. The only time that you can get me to react in a way that I can't come back from is if you my children, my family, something like that. Anything else, I've grown to a point where, sometimes you just gotta let people have. Let them have that. Let them have. If that's the way you feeling, okay. Okay. It is what it is. The only time that me at my age have time to engage is when it comes to my mama, my children, my family. That's it. Everybody else, okay. You can't. I can't give you that energy. I can't argue with you. If you don't like me, I don't like you, you feel in some sort of way, okay. Life goes on. It goes on. I wish my kid would call me a bitch ass like Kirk Franklin's son did. He would be waking up in a different country, speaking a different language, in a witness protection program, wondering how he got there. You ain't never lied. I was like, Kirk, don't be no punk. You ain't gotta apologize to nobody. Ain't nobody perfect. What you just because you get up there and sing Jesus loves you and preach the good word and counsel everybody about relationships and all that kind of stuff, I don't hold you no higher than I hold anybody else. So what? I thought that was just the most. Get me on recording cussing out man. I promise you I ain't gonna. Y'all listen, God's still working with me, and I'm gonna need you all to keep me in your prayers and know that you already should know I ain't perfect. You already should know. You should be, there go Tamara. Well, that's hers. He better be lucky that's all he got was a phone call. Because at this day and age, my son, 30 years old, he can still get it. Now, I ain't that old. I'm 50, but I ain't that old. He can still get it. Because long as I'm alive, you're not going to talk to me. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to say, well, and then he in the background telling me, I wish you would. I wish you. He couldn't have told me I wish you would 3 times. He could have said I wish you would 1 time, and I've been in the car, shoes on, ready to go. Cause I could show you. Anybody ever heard that? I could show you better than I could tell you. One of them real mamas ain't gonna be talking to you too long. A real parent, a real mama is gonna tell you something 1 time, and that's it. And she ain't gonna tell you again. I just feel like sometimes when we go off, it's out of passion. It's out of, you can't entertain, you can't just cuss nobody out. You can't just cuss a child out like that without love. I saw it for what it was. I saw it for exactly what it was. And for folks sitting up there, I can't believe Kirk said that. That is, what is that? What y'all call that? Verbal abuse? He living, ain't he? He ain't in jail, is he? He ain't on drugs, is he? Okay. So whatever Kirk over there doing, the child living to tell about it. Okay. I wouldn't have felt no such sort of way. Not one iota. Y'all would have called me the worst parent in the world. I would not have cared less because that is mine. That is mine. And ain't nobody gonna tell me about mine but me. Other than that, sin already knows. Sin is one of the people that have seen that other side, and even it shocked him. It shocked him. But other than that, guys, sometimes I want to talk about other things, other topics that go on besides, trucking and all that kind of stuff. As you see, I got the screen up. This is a little screen, a little green screen. It ties on the back of my chair. I don't know if y'all see that, but you can get this if you want. It's like for $11. And this one is circle. So that's why you can see back there. I mean, on the floor, whatever the case may be. But if you want to really see what's going on, I got boxes back there. So those are my dresser boxes, mattress boxes, all this kind of stuff that I'm trying to put together. Okay, but this just hangs on the back of my chair, right? And it tries to block out the background. Only $11. You can buy it at Amazon, LBT in 2 days. Okay, and then all you do is put a picture, a picture up. Okay, but yeah, I want to talk about other things, other things such as parenting, as far as life, as far. I love trucking, Lord knows I do, but I did it. You know, you know how you like Megan Stallion. She did the song, she did the dance, she got the award. Okay. I went to trucking. I got the license. I worked my butt off, got my truck. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about other things. I love just talking about stuff in general. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, especially with the house, the floors, some of the things that I'm working on. I wanted to show you the burglar bars that I put on. Just some of the different things that I'm making changes and progress and trying to update different things. What else happened today? Oh my God, it was so busy. I got the soil people coming out. They had to test the soil because I want to see where I'm gonna put my garden and chickens and all that kind of stuff. So they came out and did a soil sample. Also, it's been raining, so I had to get the pond tested so I know what I need to have in there to make sure that the fish are okay. What else I'm doing? I got to get the patio, but the patio, what I'm doing, I'm getting instead of I was going to stain it and redo it or whatever the case may be, but I decided what I'm gonna do is put down the artificial grass. So when you walk out on the patio, it's going to be that artificial grass out there on that wood, doing that. Who else came? Carpet people came today. Alarm system people came today. Who else? Carpet, alarm, the soil people. So it's a lot, and I'm trying to do a little bit at a time. My contractors are getting better, the people that are coming out here that I hire to do different things are getting better and having a better choice of people. It rained today over here in Georgia, so I was supposed to get my concrete pressure wash. It just seems like spring is coming by so fast. So I was worried about my 50th birthday. If y'all don't know, my 50th birthday is coming up May the 18th. My mother's 80th birthday is going to be on in April. So we decided that we're going to put our birthdays together, right? I'm going to have the 50th, the 80th, the home housewoman, and Mother's Day all in a weekend. So it's going to be May the 7th through the 10th. And I'm renting a house, okay? Because I didn't think that my house would be ready for everybody during that time. And I don't want to rush. So I just went and rented a house for the weekend so that everybody will, be comfortable and okay. This is the first time that, myself and my mom is going to be sharing a birthday together. So, we're going to still do the social distancing, but we're going to be out there. I think we got 12,000 square feet, and 12,000 square feet. We got a lake, a pool, and it's on 41 acres. So if you can't social distance on 41 acres, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. And I think I'm gonna cook myself instead of having it catered. I think I'm gonna cook ahead of time. But that's what I want to work on. I want to come and bring y'all videos about the transformation and bringing you different ideas. If y'all are, deciding on doing remodeling and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, guys, it's been an hour. I done got it off my chest. Okay. I was like, man, Kirk. But I see how he feel. A lot of people look up to him, and he felt like he needed to apologize. So, hey, Kurt, if you feel like you was wrong and you need to apologize to the world about how you speak to your son, because I know don't nobody else care about him more than you do. Okay, so I didn't take that as any sort of whatever. We all have our moments. Okay. Every last one of us in here have a moment or two where we done got out of character. Okay. And I don't need anybody to say, hey, I apologize for getting out of character. If it happens, it happens. Just take it in mind. If you know me, that's just not my everyday thing. Okay. That's just not how my everyday is. But if you push yes, said I'm a cook. I'm not going to cater. I'm a cook. I'm gonna write up a menu. We're gonna do barbecue on Saturday, and we're gonna do seafood on Sunday. So yeah, it is what it is. And family, friends, and laughter. We turning 50 years old. So it's gonna be family, friends, and we just gonna have a good time and enjoy ourselves and keep it pushing. But yeah, other than that, don't forget to vote for your Queen of the Road. That's coming up in August of this year. I will be in Vegas to present the award. Look at Ronald and big bucks. I came up in here with the $10. Good Lord knows I'm gonna be able to pay the mortgage next month. Kirk Franklin reminds me of my uncle. He is a truck driver, and when you cuss like that, you cuss like that every day. I'm just saying. I know a lot of cussers. I cuss. I let me tell you something. If you push the right button, baby, I can cuss better than anybody in the military, any sailor, any truck driver. I can outdo you. And sometimes it could get to a point where you got to say, Tamara, stop, because I keep going, because I lose it. And it brings me back to the old days. And if you get it, you get it. And one thing about me is like, it's hard for me. I'm a Taurus. It's hard for me to apologize. So that's why I don't like saying stuff, because once I say it, it's out there. I can't take it back. So I try to, be mindful of different things, because words can hurt. They cut like a sword. I wasn't a person that knew how to fight. So I never had like a fights in my life. I can only remember one fight I done had in my life. That's it. I ain't never got, like beat up as a kid. I ain't never beat up nobody as a child. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I had on me was my mouth. and I used it to the best of my ability. I had my mouth, I had my brother, and I had my sister. So I never had to fight. So whatever I said, whatever came out my mouth, they always backed it up. My sister is a fighter. Okay. God rest her soul. My sister will pop you in your mouth. She ain't gonna talk to you. She ain't gonna cuss you out. She just gonna hit you and knock you out, and that's gonna be it. And she don't care nothing about going to jail. I done been bailing her out, forever. I always had her bail money. It wasn't nothing. My brother's not a fighter. My brother was a peacemaker. He would try to work it out, understand whatever. But I can get behind my brother, and I know if my brother is there, ain't nobody gonna put their hands on me. So I get real wild. It get real verbal, real verbal. But I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull. Okay. So as you grow older, as you get older, I kind of watch my words. I kind of watch what I say, and things are not that important to me. It's not that important for me to be getting upset. I'm in my older years. I gotta watch myself and how I get my temper all upset. I could have a stroke, a heart attack or something. I can't be out here just arguing with everybody. I'm sitting up here going off, cussing somebody out, and I done fell out on the floor somewhere, and I'm in the hospital arguing with somebody. Child, I can't do that no more. Back in the day, you can get it. Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it with you. I'm gonna have to let you do that by yourself. Okay. I'd rather remove you away from me, block you, don't say nothing to you. But as far as to just be in the way, and we got to interact and we got to argue back and forth, because ain't nothing you gonna say gonna make me change my mind, and probably nothing I'm gonna say that gonna make you change your mind. So it's better for me to just walk away and let you have it. Hello, all my opinion is these young people this day, you can't say nothing to them. Then the victim, they get them church people messed up. They wasn't always holy. We had to get saved. Darnice, we weren't always saved. And even when you say my mama been a Christian all her life, I dare you to say that my mama wasn't a Christian. But my mama would knock you the hell out too on a good day. And at the age of 80, she would still take a cane. She would get her walker, her cane, her shoe, whatever she could throw at you. You could be standing up there, and my mama could be sitting in a wheelchair, and you can think that you're going to say something smart to her. Just that quick. It can happen just that quick. Okay. So just because you think she 80 or whatever the case may be, she could still punch you in your chest and think nothing about it, and go to church on Sunday and contribute and put her tithes right on there in the offering. Okay. Her whole 10%, and show up on time. And you better not say nothing. Okay. And she'll get you in the church. She ain't got to be away from the church. They did that in church. Let you be sitting out in the pulpit somewhere and you talking while the preacher talking. If somebody don't come up out the choir stand and knock you in your mouth real quick, I'm invited to the party. Come on out there, Maria. It's enough room for everybody. 41 acres. Let me show you the house. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me show you the house where we're going to be at. Hold on. So I'm getting ready to get the invitations and everything together. The birthday party is going to be May the 7th through the 10th. We will be arriving on May the 7th. And on the 8th is going to be my birthday party. And on the 9th is going to be my mama's birthday party, Sunday brunch. And it's also Mother's Day. Okay. So it's also Mother's Day. So we're gonna have a Mother's Day brunch or whatever the case may be. But let me show you.
This property is situated on a beautiful 41 acres in Pike County.
So this is actually 8 miles away from me. I've already booked it, and I think it would be a great way. What happened? Did the internet go out? Oh, I think it would be a great way for everybody to social distance. So there's a lake out there, so everybody can go fishing, and it has a pool right there. There's a guest house over there, and it has, I think, 11 bedrooms. So this is where, let me see.
The house has 9 bedrooms,
41 acres,
1/2
and 12,000 square feet.
4 large bars, complete and waterfowl. Lots of deer, turkey, and waterfowl.
So I think it has a big enough area where all of us can be, and we don't have to worry about too much about the social distancing. So that's what we'll be. It got, let's see, the beds ain't all of that, but it's a lot of kids. You know, it's somewhere that you can lay your head or whatever the case may be.
Or clients.
So that's the place that we'll be having the birthday party at, and I think I'm a cook and get somebody to help me cook. I wish I could find somebody to help me that will barbecue for my birthday for me and do the fish fry for me, so I don't have to worry about doing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you know, I said I haven't had a birthday party since my 40th birthday party. So I really want to have, did you get the COVID vaccine? My mother will have the COVID vaccine before we have the birthday. It's important that she's going to get it. I'm still debating because since I already had it, you know, I know they said that you can get it again, but since I already had it, I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the vaccine. And so I don't have to have anything to worry about, you know. I think I am going to go ahead. My mama done already said, she told me, I'm going to get it. You know, I got to wait or whatever, but I'm getting a Johnson and Johnson. I'm not getting that other one. I don't know. She done found out something about Johnson and Johnson. So she said, I got you got to get the Johnson and Johnson. Don't get that other one. So she'll be totally vaccinated about time we have the event, because you know I don't want anything to happen where she gets sick or anything like that, you know. Other than that, guys, it's an hour and 17 minutes or whatever the case may be. It's good to talk about other topics than trucking, right? You know, sometimes we could get in here and kiki or whatever the case may be. I would love for you guys to join me anytime, you know, you see the link or whatever. Come in and chat with me on camera. Child, it ain't nobody but us. I got my vaccine shot Sunday. Can't wait for the next one. Ronald, did you have to pay for it? I think they were doing it at Walmart. I got to figure out. But other than that, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. I think we're going to do the next freight agent class is going to be in April. Let's do April and try to do a month of April. March is halfway over with, and I still got a lot of things that I need to do. So I think I'm gonna do April. So as soon as I get the date, I'm gonna start calling the people that's on the waiting list, and then I'm gonna open it up. And this time, instead of having 10 slots, I'm gonna open it up to 20. Okay. It may be a little bit more work or whatever the case may be, but I'll open it up to 20 and we'll go from there. So we're not going to have it in March because I need to finish some things. We'll start in April and I'll get a date. Wait for me to announce the date before anybody start paying for it. And we'll knock it out. This is why it was good. Get off the topic sometimes. Yeah, let's talk about other things. Let's have fun. Let's kiki. Let's talk about the kids. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about cooking. Today I cooked some what did I cook today? Net bones, cabbage, and cornbread. And I love to cook. I love to come up with different recipes and things like that. I love looking at YouTube and trying different things to cook. I can't eat a lot. I'm down from 210 pounds when I got out the truck. And now I weigh 178 pounds. Okay. Something is not agreeing with me that I just can't eat like I used to. And I'm eating food really slowly. And, but I'm drinking Ensure Plus. So I have an Ensure every day just to keep my protein and all that kind of stuff. But guys, I don't know why I'm just not eating like I used to eat, But yeah, other than that, we're gonna go outside and go around the yard, and I'll show you some things that I've done. I've been gardening. I've been putting some mulch down outside. I'll be out there with the weed eater. I got an edger. I'll be out there with the blower. I'm trying to get these gumball trees taken down because I hate them gumball trees. Y'all ever have these little gumball trees in your yard? And they have this little thing that sticks on the concrete. I hate them trees. Oh, I hate them trees. So I want to get them cut down, and I want to show you guys the process and the different. I got my mom's bedroom set that done came in. If y'all ever need some bedroom furniture, okay, it's called American Freight. That's where I've been getting my bedroom sets for. Queen size bedroom sets for like 600. And there's a new place. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this place, but it's called LOS. You can get a lot of stuff there. Okay. It's a place in Atlanta. Let me tell y'all something. Atlanta got the best deals, okay, when it comes to different stuff. Go to this place called this liquidation place. LOS liquidation. You go get doors. It has all kinds of flooring that you pay a little bit of nothing. You may have to, go through all the junk or whatever the case may be, but you can get different stuff for a little of nothing. Okay, blinds. This is where the contractors go to get things that they need, and you don't ever have to worry about paying full price for it. Okay. Another place that I get my furniture from is American Furniture. I think it's American Furniture Direct. It's right there in McDonough. It may be American Furniture in McDonough. Is it? No, but they have a lot of furniture in McDonough. I go to this place called, it ain't Farmers. It's it ain't Badcock, Rooms to Go, Kirkland. Nope, it ain't none of that. Mattress. Mm-mm. Is it McDonough or is it? It's called American something. I went there and got my bedroom sets, rooms to go. No, I don't go to rooms to go. Let's see. Is it in McDonough? What is that? Is that Jonesboro, maybe? Maybe it's Jonesboro or Morrow. Is it Morrow, Georgia? Maybe it's Morrow, Georgia. American Freight. That's where I got my furniture at. And they deliver the same day. Sure do. They ain't got no bedroom furniture. But yeah, this is where I go get my bedroom furniture. I think. Yeah. And they deliver the thing I like about them is they deliver the same day. And but the thing I don't like about them is that they don't put your furniture up. I got my new glasses. So these are my glasses that turn dark. So if I have my contacts out, then I can wear these and they turn, when the sun is out, they'll turn the shades. This right here is my bifocals, my reading glasses. Child, I can see Jesus in these glasses. Okay. Um, just got them from the glass place. But y'all wanted me to do a video on my dental work that I had done. Okay. And I will break that down to you for those who want to know how much it costs, what happens, or whatever the case may be. Y'all see me now. I'm in my transition phase. So let me tell you something, guys. Once I get my permanence and it's solid and everything is okay, which will probably be in the next month or whatever the case may be, baby, nobody better not ever say, Tamara, stop smiling. Okay? Because after all the things that I've been through with this dental surgery that I had, child, I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear. I'm going to be waking up smiling. I'm going to be smiling all during the day. I'm going to be smiling at night because you just don't know what you had to do to go through it. I saw videos on how people did the 4-in-1 implant surgery and all this kind of stuff. And, they always told how it was, good. And, their teeth looked like a row of pianos, honey. It was just everything. They don't go through the process of the healing process of what you have to go through. It's just something, and insurance does not pay for it. And you either going to have to pay cash or you're going to have to finance it. Okay. And but it is expensive. And it can run you as much as 10,000 for the top and 10,000 for the bottom. Okay. That and that's high. But I got mine for how much did I pay? 12 a total. Because they knocked like $6,000 or $7,000 off if you pay cash. But if I had a choice to do it all over again, I don't think I would have did it. It's not worth it. It wasn't. I don't know. I can't say that yet because I don't see the final result as of yet. I'm still in my transition phase, and you guys will see the final result, and we'll make the judgment then. Was it worth it? Okay, but right now we can't because I'm still in the healing process. But I will do a video. I'll do a recorded video directed on the whole procedure, what to expect, how much it costs, where I got it from, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Other than that, and the things that I'm going through now. Other than that, but yeah, this is my behind. Look. doing what he do best. Real. Doing what he do best. Okay. So other than that, guys, it's late. Is it late? Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. You guys have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye.